still can picture everything. It was the worst day of my life.
For the first time, we are hearing from the woman whose husband died in a brutal stabbing in Hamburg. Good evening to you. Don is off tonight. Now, the stabbing death of Larry Wells left his family without a husband and father. And News 4's Lou Raguse recently met with his wife, Jill, to hear what her life has been like ever since.
Yeah, Jill Wells is moving forward now as a single mother of 2 little girls. Her girls are what's getting her through.
Jill Wells was with her husband Larry for so long, she could hardly remember what it was like to be without him.
I mean, I knew everything about him. He knew everything about me. We didn't keep secrets, you know.
They started dating when they were 15. The high school sweethearts became college sweethearts, then got married and started a family.
He just fell in love with her as soon as she was born. I mean, you can just see it on his face. I mean, we both meant the world to him.
They had just announced the family of 3 was about to grow when Larry went to work one June morning and was stabbed to death by a coworker.
Has anyone,
Bernard Grusha, the Toys R Us killer, pleaded guilty last week to manslaughter. It was a deal struck to make sure he goes to prison for 25 years and spares the family a trial and possible successful appeal, something the Erie County District Attorney thought was a real possibility. And Jill says she approved.
I would rather have him been there for life, but I mean, we went with our best bet, and without doing a jury, that's what we...
But Jill does not agree with some statements made by Grusha's lawyer after the plea. His lawyer claims Grusha was in the store to steal, that he never intended to see Larry there, that he never intended to kill him. But Jill doesn't believe that. She thinks Grusha was worried Larry learned the killer had been stealing from the store. She thinks Grusha killed Larry to silence him. To make the tragedy even more senseless, Jill thinks Grusha was mistaken. She thinks Larry didn't know anything.
If you could say anything to that guy, what would you say?
Just why? I mean, why ruin our family? Why ruin your family? I mean, for what? I'm glad he's going to be put away for 25 years, but it still doesn't bring Larry back to us. You know, nothing's going to, you know, help the pain. That's Daddy.
Now that a life without Larry is the reality this mother faces, she's staying strong for her children. Making sure Madison remembers the good times with her dad.
I loved all that.
She draws pictures for him, and I attach them to balloons, and we send them up to heaven.
Making sure Peyton, who was born 5 months after her father's death, grows up feeling like her dad is watching over her.
And we'll always have him, you know, in our hearts, and he'll be there with us.
Making sure Larry's legacy as a fun-loving father who'd do anything for his family lives on.
My priority is my children. That's all Larry would want, to make sure that they're happy. So I'm happy for them. You know, I have to make sure that they are going to be happy and healthy, and just, you know, I live for them.
And I asked Jill if she felt any sense of closure after the killer pleaded guilty. She said she doesn't call it closure. She says she's relieved because the killer's off the streets, but it's not closure because it doesn't bring her husband back.
No.